Now I ask you, brothers and sisters in Islam, having started off with this, is it not that our whole religion is based on our intentions? And is it not that when we do an act, we try our best to do the right act? And then if we are wrong in that act, why should we separate? Our actions which we do should not separate us even if we differ in our opinions. For the actions are judged by your intentions. And maybe all the actions which cause fitna between us, good actions or bad actions that cause fitna between us, really do come down to what comes out from here, from the hearts. Listen to what Iblis said to Allah when the great debate happened about the prostration to Adam alayhi salam, and Iblis refused. He said a very important statement which is in the Quran. I don't know if you've reflected over this particular statement. Let me recite it to you. Iblis said, أرأيتك هذا الذي كرمت على, he said, وعزتك وجلالك فبما أغويتني, the one whom you have made me into error. وعزتك وجلالك, by your honor and by your might, لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. You've heard of this verse? لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. I am going to sit awaiting for them on your straight path. Do you know what that means? It means that all the actions and the commands which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, the compulsory commands, the voluntary things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us doing, the nafil prayers and the nafil fasting and the voluntary donations and the voluntary acts of goodness when you go out to help your brother or your sister who is in need, or bringing a smile to your brother's face or your sister's face. Can you obviously bring a smile to your sister's face? Someone who's related to you, inshallah. I don't want brothers going around now looking, finding where the sisters are, sitting outside strangers and trying to bring a smile to their face. One brother, he was with me in Melbourne, and he said to me before he got married, he said, "Oh brother, let's bring a smile to those sisters' face." I go, "What business do you have with them? Go bring a smile to your brother's face first." He said, get to know them and then marry them. I said, "Ya akhil kareem, please, don't let the shaitan play with your mind. Intentions." So, you do all these different good acts. You know, thousands and thousands of good acts. We can't mention them all, inshallah. You do these good acts, the shaitan is waiting for you on that path. And a lot of us, we think that the shaitan comes to us and the only thing he whispers in our minds is to do bad acts. This is always we've got in our mind. We tell our children, don't lie. The shaitan whispers to you to lie. We tell our children, don't cheat. The shaitan tells you to cheat. We tell the brothers and sisters, don't free mix in a haram way. The shaitan always is the third. If a man and woman are alone in one room, don't think it. All these bad actions. Don't drink alcohol, you know how bad it is. Don't approach zina, you know what Allah says. The shaitan whispers. But what we sometimes forget is one of the number one trick in the book of the shaitan, and that is, if he can't get to the believer in something which is so obviously wrong in action, what does he do? He comes to wait for you on your good actions. And what does he do with that? Allahu Akbar. This is the most subtle way and the best trick he does for the believers, for the strong believers. He comes up to you and says, you know, you've been helping out the Muslim community a lot, mashallah. And you are involved in da'wah, mashallah. You're part of the organization. You're part of Al-Manar, or you're part of Like Media, or you're part of this or that organization, mashallah. Well done. Good on you. The shaitan tells you that. He whispers in your head and says to you, good, it's very good. Keep going. But you know what he's doing at the same time? He's waiting. He says, I'm going to make him or her go, and I'm going to make them use every energy in their body to do the good deed. And then when they do the good deed, without them realizing, I'm going to play with their intentions. And this is what the shaitan does. Hey, look, people are saying good things about you. This is a blessing from Allah. You should increase in that good deed. So then you go to the next step. Yeah, continue. Look at that. You've just discovered that you've got a nice voice in Quran. You've got a nice way of speaking to people. Look how many people are following you. MashaAllah. Look at the sisters in the back, MashaAllah, they're intrigued by what you say. Soon you're going to get married. You can choose anyone you want. Look at these brothers, MashaAllah, they've got lots of fathers there. Impress the fathers. Get married, for the sake of Allah, get married. But impress them through your good work. So now He subtly changed your intention without you realizing, in the name of hasanat, in the name of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Marriage, Allah loves marriage. Guiding people, MashaAllah, Allah loves guiding people. Right, all these things. And then He says to you, after a while, you find yourself doing these good deeds and wasting all that time, but your intention is now no longer fully for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What happens to those deeds? Allah says in the Quran about these types of people, الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Wallahi, this verse scares us. It says, the ones who their road in life, their struggle in life, their seeking of good rewards in life becomes lost. They lose their path. And they assume all this time that they were doing good deeds. Allah spoke about the priests and the rabbis at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. This ayah came down in there about them. They do all these good deeds on the outside, but they're doing it not for Allah. They're doing it for the wrong God, for the wrong purpose. And if you work for a company, how can you expect a competing company to pay you? Have you ever imagined that? What are two companies here who are competing? What have you got? Two manufacturing companies. Give me some examples, just so that I can wake you up here. Microsoft and Apple. So you work for Microsoft and you expect Apple to pay you. Doesn't make sense, does it? So these people, they work good deeds, but now I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it for the marriage. I want to impress the fathers. I want to do it now for money. I want to do it so I can keep my position as, the president of such and such, or the leader of such and such, or the imam of such and such, or for this reputation or that reputation. So now the deeds begin to become a disaster. I wanted to open it up with this because these are one of the most subtle tricks the shaitan attacks the true believers.